This week on InCycle, Team Novo Nordisk take on their first World Tour stage race.
It feels good to be in the big leagues. And the Tour of Poland is a race with such a prestigious reputation.
On the UCI Women's World Tour, we'll go to Paris and the Champs-Élysées for La Course. There's the final instalment in our behind-the-scenes series following the fortunes of Edix Quickstep.
In the Tour you always have a certain adrenaline, certain power to move on. When I go home, for sure, the first 2 days, I'm gonna sleep a lot.
But first, all the news and gossip from the Tour. It's the lead-out. On this week's lead-out, the Lanterne Rouge, custom maillot jaune-themed cars, and friends and family. Lotto NL Jumbo had 5 debutants this year at the Tour, and with the whole team managing to finish, the atmosphere was good.
George, Robert, it's your first Tour and you finished it. How does that feel?
Amazing. It's no, it is a really good feeling. Emotional 3 weeks, highs and lows.
And Robert, at 33, doing your first Tour, that's quite rare.
Yeah, but I'm not the oldest of who is doing a Tour de France at 33. Matthew Heyman did it at 36.
I was wondering how your Dutch is coming on.
Voor mij geen probleem, helemaal niet. We kunnen ook in Duits praten, echt geen probleem.
And George, how are you doing?
Ja, dat zelf geen probleem van mij. Ik denk dat ik, als ik moet Nederlands praten, ik kan. Maar min of meer alles van de ploeg en Engels praten.
How many marks did you give for that?
9.5 out of 10. Yes, honestly, yes.
That's the best thing I've done on tour.
Arriving in Paris marks the end of the Tour and a chance for friends and family to help with the celebrations.
Now, Jess Andrews, you're here at the Tour de France to support your fiancé, Dan Martin, but you have a possibly even bigger sporting event coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Tour de France is one of the biggest sporting events, you know, and the fact that he's finished 9th and has done so well is incredible. It's kind of a boost then going on to the Olympics, and the fact as well we can go to the Olympics together and celebrate it, and yeah, it's pretty special, so I'm very excited.
Pinarello, bike supplier for Team Sky, thought it appropriate to arrive in Paris in a yellow jersey-inspired Mustang.
Fausto, we saw you enjoying your day in this bright yellow car. Couldn't miss you.
Yeah, this is a magic car. It's an amazing, how do I say, day for me. And then here in Paris is my lovely place. And driving this car is something very special. And I was happy with the car, but happy with the result of the Team Sky. So it's a perfect day, a really perfect day today.
Managing to finish the Tour is easier said than done. Not everyone gets to wear yellow, but records are still there for the taking.
That seeing as this Tour is the most finishes ever, 175, that makes you the lowest placed rider in Tour history.
That is brilliant from morale. Thank you for that. That's...
So I'd say that before you hit the Champs-Élysées.
Yeah, no. That's interesting.
People make a lot of money out of that kind of thing, though.
Yeah, but I've got no invites, any crits or anything, so poster crits, so I don't know.
Okay, well, here's the shout out now for a few crits, and you can win a washing machine or whatever they used to win.
Yeah, call me.
Away from cycling's main focus in France, the second week of July saw another race on the World Tour calendar. With the Olympics and the Vuelta on the horizon, the Tour de Pologne provided a suitable tune-up for those with late-season goals. But for the world's first all-diabetes team, the race marked a big moment in its extraordinary journey, a first taste of World Tour stage racing.
It feels good to be in the big leagues. And the Tour of Poland is a race with such a prestigious reputation. It just keeps getting better and better each year. And for us to be making our World Tour stage race debut there gives us a great sense of pride. We ultimately need to get more invitations like we got at the Tour of Poland. But again, getting there and getting that invitation is one thing. Showing that you earned it, that you deserve it, and that when you get that next big invitation that you're going to be a fighter and you're going to put on a show at the bike race, that's the pressure we're under right now.
Tour of Poland, very unique, brilliant race because it has all. It has flat, it has uphill, it has mountains. And for a team like ours, I think it's an ideal race to try to go to the World Tour event, multi-stage, and I believe we will be very competitive.
Having competed at some of cycling's toughest one-day races on the World Tour, including Milano-San Remo, the week in Poland is a natural progression for a team still collecting experience.
We've started with a young team 4 years ago, a lot of inexperienced riders, including myself, and it's all been about, progression, step by step, improving year after year. And just to see that we're capable of riding here, and even to earn the invite is special. We actually had a team training camp in Italy last week, just to make sure everyone is in good shape, eating correctly. So yeah, we did a lot of specific work tailored towards this race in particular.
With one of the largest fan bases in cycling out on the roadside of the Tour of Poland, interest in the Novo Nordisk message has never been greater.
We've received messages of support from the junior guys, the development guys, even the elite riders, and even guys with diabetes back home in Ireland. Even if they're bike riders or not, they're wishing me support. It's special to see, and it makes me feel like this event is even more important. You'd be riding right next to world champions, Tour de France winners, and you'd probably put on your brakes to give them the inch of extra room that you think they deserve. It's nice to see that as we've progressed as a team, our confidence has grown, and we feel like, we can get a train together at the front of the bunch, and we try and earn our spot there.
Okay, gentlemen, stage 3 today, that's the longest stage of the tour, 240k and 10 kilometers neutral. I think today, let's try with David and Charles to be aggressive from the beginning. Martijn, Andrea, you need to stay near Javi all the time and help him. What important is from the beginning, keep your eyes open because start will be very aggressive, a lot of attacks like yesterday, and once breakaway gone, then if we have someone there, that will be perfect. Right, gentlemen, good luck.
In the context of the team's ambition to be on the start line of the Tour de France by 2021, Team Novo Nordisk's week in Poland may seem insignificant. But for the man behind the dream, the 2016 Tour de Pologne will hold a special significance.
We have to go on a step-by-step approach. Now, do we want to do more in the World Tour? Absolutely. Do we want 3? Do we want 4, 5 next year? Yes. Yeah, because ultimately we want to do every World Tour race. I think it's good performance at the Tour of Poland. It might entice the Giro d'Italia organizers to say, we want you at our race. And then when the Tour de France organizers see us at the Giro and see us in the breakaways and see us on the podium and seeing us change diabetes on that global stage, then it's going to make them a little bit more interested.
In order to make it to the top level, the Tour de France, you need to be racing at that level. So I see this as a huge stepping stone, a platform to kind of prove ourselves and show all the race organizers around the world that, yeah, they're good enough, they're capable of riding at this level, and hopefully to prove our point. We're moving in the right direction and hopefully continue on to our ultimate goal of the Tour de France.
The 12th round of the UCI Women's World Tour was played out on the Champs-Élysées in Paris. La Course by Le Tour de France, 13 laps of a circuit and 89-kilometer parcours, one made for the sprinters.
Well, the special thing is that we race on the final day of Le Tour on the Champs-Élysées in Paris, on one of the most iconic places of cycling, and we are here arriving just ahead of the men's bunch. So that's a big thing, and you see already in the build-up that the girls are excited to race here. For women's cycling, I think it's important to have this combined event, and of course we hope that it helps and that more and more people see the beauty of women's cycling.
I think just, how iconic is the Champs-Élysées, the Tour de France, Paris, it's not every day you get to race in a major city in front of such big crowds, and it's been a long time coming. Obviously, back before my time, there was a Women's Tour de France where they got a chance to finish here in this iconic place, but in my time, 3 years ago, they introduced this event, and I think everyone gets behind it. It's iconic in the world of cycling around the world, so, it brings out the special edition top caps. Excitement, everyone in the peloton, wants to be on that stage. It's getting shown worldwide. Like, as we say, there's very few races that we get that kind of exposure and opportunity, to showcase women's cycling.
Well, I think it's going to be a hectic race. There's going to be, for sure, trying to go in the breakaways, but, well, I hope it's going to be a bunch sprint, but you never know. It's always fast. It's not as flat as people think as it looks on television, but it's really fast. The cobbles are hard, and the slight drag to the Arc de Triomphe, it's pretty hard, but to get away solo or in a little break, it's difficult because it's so wide and so fast. But I assume that there are a lot of teams that want to attack and want to have a hard race, and some teams want to have a bunch sprint and some teams don't. So it's going to be interesting, but fast anyway.
With a couple of laps out of the way, the racing became aggressive. Attacks came thick and fast, but ultimately the bunch would come back together on the final lap, and it was left to the sprinters to take the spoils.
Well, I saw Chloe already pushing her sprint when I was still in 6th or 7th position. So, I came from far, but we didn't go any closer. So that's, I think she won deserved.
It was a really difficult race. It's short laps with long section of cobbles. All the time you have to be really attentive to stay in the front. You have to fight for your position. But actually I enjoyed it. It was a good preparation to get a speed in your legs. Also looking for our Olympics in Rio. So only small bad luck with the crash, but otherwise it was a really nice race.
I started my sprint super early, and I was like, if I start now, maybe I'll hang on for a podium, but then they didn't come around me. So again, overwhelmed and can't really comprehend it, and to cross first on these roads in front of this crowd is just crazy, and I don't think something that I thought I would achieve in my career, so it's still sinking in.
Chloe Hosking sprinting to claim her second victory by a bike length on the UCI Women's World Tour this year, becoming the first Australian winner on the iconic Champs-Élysées. There's been little change in the UCI Women's World Tour ranking. Megan Guarnier still having a firm grip on the leader's jersey, while Marianne Vos jumps to 7th from 15th ahead of the Prudential Ride London Grand Prix.
You sleep a lot. I must say, in the tour you always have a certain adrenaline, certain power to move on. But when I go home, for sure, the first 2 days, I'm gonna sleep a lot. I always fell asleep before the television, so 2 days I'm gonna be really offline, I think.
In the conclusion of our series Behind the Scenes with Edix Quickstep, we see how the team negotiate a treacherous final week of the Tour de France. With the help of Director Sportif Tom Stales, could Dan Martin secure a high placing in the general classification while hunting for stage wins? We hear about the impact that young Frenchman Julien Alaphilippe had on the race, and could the team deliver Marcel Kittel first to the line on the Champs-Élysées?
I think in these Grand Tours you don't really want to think about how you're feeling, because you overanalyze every little thing, and you just have to concentrate on recovery and just resting up as much as possible, and psychologically resting as well, just not trying to forget about the race. And if if you're analysing how you feel every moment of the day, of course you're going to feel tired. I mean, we've ridden over 3,000 kilometres in 2.5 weeks, you know, so everybody's feeling the same, and it's just a case of taking it, like, just doing your best every day. I'm not going to defend 10th, you know, it's not in my nature. So it's, yeah, obviously being top 10 in Paris, it's a bit of it's better than being 11th.
There was a big effort, eh? I mean, the boat went away, not really planned. We were planning to have a bigger breakaway, but once Tony is going, he just couldn't stop anymore. But it was a crazy stage, and they didn't make it, but at the end it was nice to see. It's always the intention to win, even if you know sometimes it's difficult, even if you know we could have done it differently. But at the end, I think cycling is all about also the excitement of the people, and I think, of course, if it's sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, and we have the riders to do it. I think all the riders have the right mentality just to go sometimes into the dark and see what happens. But often it's a good way to race, and I think we're still gonna go on like this as long as the team exists. We will always be an aggressive team.
Kind of had a bit of a try just to see if they'll let me go, and I didn't go too deep at the time. I was testing them just to see if they would let me go and try and take a bit of time on the other guys around me, and yeah, they chased me down. So it does put you off attacking, but I mean, you have to believe they're going to crack sometime, you know.
Painful. Even more than any other time trial.
My power was so good when I was 5 seconds, and when I was sitting here, my power was so good. I was like sitting 380, 3 knots. I really got into a rhythm after the 2K back, and even the 2K back, I was still going pretty upright. I went better around there. He's right, time felt like. Yeah. Okay.
So, Chris Froome, he needed all of those 3 minutes and 52, it seems. Let's see just how badly hurt he is. Shakes his head, but he looks physically okay, Sean.
I felt really good on the downhills, and I just stayed relaxed all day, and the guys did a great job of helping me as best they could, and I just had really good legs. I mean, as I said before, it's pot luck. It seems to be pot luck as you wake up with a good day, and today I had a good day, and it's looking forward to tomorrow.
He is an exceptional talent. Eh? He has it all. He has, beside the bike, he's popular already, and he made himself popular in 3 weeks. On the bike, he's a super talent. He can do it all. I mean, he's fast. He can climb. He can do descents. He's comfortable on the bike. Even now, you see already a lot of Ethics Quickstep jerseys more than the year before. So he's already climbing very, very fast. And now it's up to us to guide him a little bit more for the beginning of his career. But for him, I think, I have also for the French, I think Alaphilippe is one of the upcoming stars.
Alaphilippe goes on the attack. He knows the danger if Nibali gets over to him. Movistar get a win. Pantano comes to the line. We wait for Vincenzo Nibali.
We can see Alaphilippe here coming in, finish fourth. A brave battle from him.
Winning in Paris is always it's one of the nicest victories you can have. I mean, I only have one trophy in my home, and that's the one that I won in Paris. It has not been an easy tour for Marcel, but condition-wise he's still okay. I mean, he survived the mountains really well. He's still in a good shape. So, and also the team is still around him. So in Paris, I think we're going to put the whole team in.
Een van de weinigen, als daar niets aan gehad heeft.
You know, we win a stage, we have 4 second places, we had our part of bad luck with Alaphilippe, who was alone in the lead and broke his derailleur, and today Marcel has a flat tire, he tried to come back and then he broke his pedal, and of course that cost you a lot of forces. This evening we want to be party, and it's a little bit of party with the dark side.
Missed out Tony today. Unfortunately, he couldn't finish in Paris. He had an injury on his knee that really hurted him, so it was bad luck. I think we missed him in the last stage. We missed his power. For ourselves, we're always very critical. But if you see like what we did this tour, we have 9th spot in general classification. We won a stage. We have with Alaphilippe maybe one of the best French riders in the team. We also have 3 riders who were new in the tour, so that's also adapting to a lot of things. It could have gone better, could have gone a lot worse, but I think everybody did what he had to do, and just that little bit of luck that you always need on this level, we didn't have. So yeah, we always have a mixture of riders, and we always ask a lot of them. I mean, every stage you have to be there, every stage you have to be up there, and it's not only in the tour, it's the whole year. We ask a lot about our riders, and they always perform.
That's all for this week. Join us next time, but until then, keep up to date with us on social media.